Well, welcome. Welcome to the kitchen, everybody. Happy Thursday. We are in the kitchen today. Hopefully, everybody is finding the stream. Looks like I can see everybody. Nice going. Well, how is everybody? How is everybody? Is everybody good? Like I said, I'm here in my kitchen. Please feel free to join me. Like and subscribe if you haven't had a chance to do so yet. This is Hot Topics Thursdays. I let you, the audience, write me, or we can talk about it here and now about what keeps you up at night. We don't always stick to politics. Sometimes we talk about spiritual questions, death and dying. We've talked about a lot about spiritual beliefs, people in the media. We've talked a lot about the royal family and what their family can teach us about human nature, right? Addiction, power, defending power even when it's wrong, right? So I'm going to have a tea today. This is a combination of Yorkshire tea from Britain. And inside the Yorkshire tea, I've added various different herbs. Many of you know I'm an herbalist, I'm a naturopath. And I have hundreds of herbs that I use. But one of the things that I like to do is I like to take a base black tea. While you're all finding the stream, I'll talk to you about this. And then I add spices to the tea. You could make a chai or just add them directly in. And so this one, I have some dried orange peel. I like to add oranges, go very nice with tea. Yes. Orange peel can be dried. Anytime you have an orange, chop up and dry the peels, and they can be used in cooking, tea, etc. And then I like to add cardamom and cinnamon. Fennel, of course, for digestion, and ginger as well for digestion. And the nice thing about cardamom is that it draws a lot of the tannins out of the tea. Black tea can steep for 3 to 5 minutes, but you can see when you get a nice cardamom in there that you wind up with a really almost like you can get like, depending upon how much cardamom you use, you can get like an inky, almost like an inky black color to the tea. And if you make a strong tea, some people will do one tea bag for themselves and one for the pot, and make yourself 3 cups of tea. The tea bags will soak up some of the tea. That's if you want a strong tea, or you can just do 1 bag with 1.5 to 2 cups if you want a weaker tea. And then you can use coconut sugar if you want to do something with a lower glycemic index, or sucanat can be nice. Also, people in the South tend to have their tea be a lot sweeter than people in other parts of the world. One of the reasons I think was because it was considered a sign of Southern hospitality and generosity to give extra sugar, right? Because it was. Speaking of which, not enough. I do maybe 2, 3. This is a large cup, so I might do 2 to 3 lumps, as they say, of coconut sugar, or coconut sugar will change the taste. Oh, Wendy Williams has been, that's right, dementia. It's interesting. Dementia can sometimes be associated with certain medical conditions that can damage the brain, like alcoholism, right? The DTs, dementia tremens. We talked about how substance abuse can increase your risk for certain types of dementia. Looks like the first conversation is coming from our floor director. Give a shout out to Joel Tilson. And looks like the first conversation is Wendy Williams. Yes, she has been unfortunately diagnosed with dementia. So ammonia can rise in the body when a person has damaged liver. And that's because the liver is involved in something called the uric acid cycle. And when the uric acid cycle of breaking down urea isn't working, then we can have elevations of ammonia in the blood. And this is why alcoholism is associated with increased ammonia and dementia tremens, or the DTs. In the case of somebody who has kidney disease or kidney failure, we could see the same thing. The kidneys are not able to break down and eliminate the ammonia, the uric acid salts, and so the person may have the same thing, an elevation of ammonia in the blood, just like in an alcoholic, and for that reason be at increased risk for dementia. So we see dementia risk increase in people who have kidney disease, increased risk for people who have liver disease. And that includes fatty liver disease, which is not associated with alcohol. Yeah. Head injuries, boxers. Boxers can sometimes experience increased risk for dementia, and also anybody who has repetitive head injuries, soccer players. All right, so it looks like there's plenty of people here. Let's go ahead. We'll do the Empath's prayer. And if you can subscribe, share, or even think about becoming a member, that would be awesome. Also, much gratitude to our very own Debbie Brady, brand visionary. She was kind enough to develop these beautiful mugs. Check out all of our beautiful merch. It's another great way of supporting the channel. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll do the Empath's prayer. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. Good to see you, everyone. And special shout out to the person who recommended the wipes for the cat. They've helped quite a bit. And when I do wipe things down, I do not have as many allergies. So thank you for the suggestion to get rid of. I love my cat, but alas, I do have to do a lot of stuff to keep her in the house, right? And so what the wipes do is they neutralize the enzymes in her saliva, etc., which is associated, and dander, which is associated with allergies. It works really great, and she likes it. You know, when I wipe her down, it's got a really nice baby shampoo smell to it. And, you know, she feels like she's being licked by her mother when I wipe her down. And when she smelled it and she got a nice massage, she was like, oh, this is actually a pleasant experience. So every day she gets a wipe down, and it's helped. You guys helped me. I appreciate that. All right, let's do some blitzes here. So the big controversy, yes. Why is the royal family such a big deal? So, you know, why can I not give this up? I just think power, you know, people will do anything to be close to power, won't they? People will do anything to be close to power. And if a person has power, others will excuse the other person's bad behavior, right? So I think that's just so we're seeing it play itself out, what people will do for power. And I think that's fascinating. Defending the royal family, even when they're evil. I mean, it's just like, I find that fascinating, and I find it fascinating how I react to power, and checking in on myself, like, yeah. Question from Joel Tilson. Did Trump ask Elon Musk for money? What happened? Oh, well, people were surprised that Elon Musk was in Florida, but he sends his SpaceX is in Florida. They're launching from Florida. It's incredible. I've seen film footage of the rocket launch and everything. It's just, my God, you guys did this. You should be pretty damn proud of yourselves. Um, so Elon Musk is a registered Democrat. He's never voted for a Republican. He's an agitator. He loves boxing. Boxing is something that he's a huge fan of. I don't think he's ever voted for a Republican in his life. He is a boxer himself. He streamed a boxing match between himself and the head of Facebook. And of course, he beat the guy up because he's a trained boxer. So I think what he's doing is partly psychological. He's trying to turn it into the CNN. He wants people to start launching these debates. He's the guy that shows up at the party in Berkeley, the Simi Valley engineer, and he wants to get into debates with the cute girls at Berkeley because they annoy him, but also because he wants a date and they won't go out with him. So he's trying to piss them off. That's always the energy I get when I'm on Twitter. He's trying to piss off the girls over at Berkeley, right? Because you can't get a date. But from, I have a blue check mark and I'm thinking of subscribing also, but sometimes I attend the private, or I guess they're not totally private, 15,000 people when he has discussions. And he's looking at probably a Democrat independent because he felt like he could put emotions aside and just accept the fact that Biden was facing high risk of cognitive decline. And so Elon Musk felt like it was just an intellectual decision as a scientist that Democrats needed to get a younger candidate in there. And so one of the people he interviewed was like a Democrat that was 45. So let's see what they talked about. I think that he feels as a businessman, he has to go and talk to anyone that's who's potentially going to be the president. Because he has so many defense contracts, Starlink, etc. So if that's the GOP candidate, he has to go and meet with them. And he speaks before Congress regularly, right? So he supplies our Starlink. And he's considered, he gives advice on issues like threats to things like how Starlink is, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you have this mastery issue here. So the main thing was that he was the master. He has all these contracts with the American government, and so he has to go and meet with and be respectful of anyone that's potentially going to be the president. So he's the businessman who's engaged in business. We want some kind of emotional reaction from him, but what I've learned from just observing him, excuse me, someone said mute it, or no, what do they say when you're coughing? They said Pause it. I said, pause a live stream. I can't believe you didn't take care of this before you went live. Take care of, and I don't know, sometimes people are weird. Anyway, yeah, so I get where Mr. Musk is coming from. He's a businessman. He sells his product all over the world. He employs and has thousands and thousands of employees, coworkers, etc. And it's not even entirely within his control what Tesla or Starlink does. His job is to try and be politically neutral and supply contracts. His company supplies contracts to various different countries. And their job is not to be provocative and pick fights. They were never selling Starlink to Russia. They were not allowed as a US company to sell to Russia. What they did was they sold to the Middle East, and then the Middle East turned around and sold it to Russia. Excuse me. So he's doing his job. You can see the tower is coming. So the tower tells me that Elon Musk is going to continue to do his job, but a tower is around him. There's a tower around him. Academia. It's all about the sciences and academia. Very successful as an academic. Very successful financially. Very successful financially. His biggest concern right now is his health. New commitment to his health. Financially, he's doing great. He can borrow. Smoother waters. His opposition, also getting a job. This is competition. He's starting to get competition. He comes up with great ideas. Tesla was great, but now they've got competition. Hopes and fears that he's often too rigid. He's too rigid. In the grave. No, he's not going to have taking the weapons of war. No, he's opposed to Trump. He's not standing with Trump. He doesn't support an older candidate. Excuse me. Well, now you can talk to people by calling them via your ex Twitter. And so if you have a blue check mark, you can just dump your phone and talk all over the world via Twitter for like $10 a month or whatever. So Elon Musk is dumping his all of his phones, which I think is great. I mean, isn't that great? How advanced. Remember the days when it was $1 a minute to talk to people, and $1 was worth like $2.50 today. I mean, like when you called a family member, if you were out of the country, you better damn well love them, because $10 was like a lot of money. Talking for 10 minutes. Jeff Bezos' satellite internet service should be up and running late this year, and it's cheaper than Starlink. You know, I have always been a little bit skeptical of all of these companies' government contracts, that they could potentially be bad for the US. Let's see how Jeff Bezos is doing. But no, with a tower there, I don't anticipate much of a future for Trump. Yeah, $9-10. And you basically have an international phone number. Isn't that great? Jeff Bezos is trying to get territory. So the competition between him and Elon Musk is territorial. Moving around. Elon Musk feels caged, hopes and fears. This is the authority, 4 of Cups. Refusing. Rigidity. Rigidity of thought is Elon Musk's biggest threat to his business. Like I today, he said something else that I thought was prejudice, and I said, "Will you commit to 6 months of deep dive studying, Black history, African American studies? Like, just commit to 6 months deep dive, and let's just see how you feel afterwards." Like, I'm always respectful, because because he's a smart guy, but he has a huge hole in his education. And I believe that if he was educated, that he would change. I just think he simply has a hole in his education. But um, I mean, it's healthy competition between these two people, I would say, in the family. But Knight of Wands is to have things moving around a lot, so it's important competition. I said that I didn't think that Elon Musk should have gotten nominated for the Nobel Prize yesterday because they hadn't even started the rebuild of Gaza yet. I think it's great that he went. I think that it's great that he's fighting for democracy and letting everybody speak, even people that he personally thinks are disgusting. I think that's great, but I just think, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I said myself that I thought he was going to get nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in Gaza in a couple of years, but not now. It hasn't happened yet. So we'll see. My criticism was that it was too early. All right. Let's see if Wendy Williams is going to be okay. Gosh, that's terrible. Serious medical decisions made. So she was put into a facility. Is that correct? She's definitely she's in an excellent facility. Probably what happened to her was mismanagement of her diabetes or her medical condition, which is possibly what led to the problem. Like I said, elevated ammonia can cause it. This is like a business situation she got into a very good place. Maybe because Screen Actors Guild was her union, maybe she got lucky with but she has whatever facility she got into is a very good facility. Yeah, with a moon card, I would say, yeah, dementia, demented, the moon, lunacy, lunatic, and then Three of Pentacles would be checking in. So what I would say about her situation is, yeah, she has a medical condition, but it's also true that she has like state of the art, the best that money can buy. Um, yeah, Joel Tilson, Southern sweet tea is extremely sweet. She's going to be okay financially. Like you can see here, and double aces. She must have done something to take care of her finances in a really great way because she appears to be stable to stay where she's at. She took good care of, she took good responsibility. And I see family around her, an older woman taking care of her. Like she has people that care about her. So that's good as well. Thank you, Holly, for that generous donation. Much appreciated. You love your Southern cousins? I think that's great. Yeah. But the food, oh my God, we have family from Louisiana, and we did go to Louisiana for a family reunion. And the food was so high calorie. It's like, do you guys have anything that's like, they're not crazy about vegetables over there, are they? Was she able to cognitively give her approval for the documentary? Are you talking about Wendy? Was there a documentary on Wendy? I would have to know who that is you're talking about. Um, Magnesium glycinate. It's lighter than magnesium citrate. Magnesium oxide is the lightest. Um, if you're talking about various different types of magnesium. So the problem when you take something like magnesium glycine, because it's heavier, is that you have to take more pills. But it contains a glycine, which is also which is also an amino acid that's helpful in brain health. So that's why people will pair them together. Ellipta postrata. I don't know what that is, so I can't respond to it. And the liver and kidneys, ellipta prostata. I don't know what that is. Hi, be grateful. Good to see you. Okay, we got to the whole Russia own Trump's properties. You know, it's interesting about Russia and the Trump properties because I always get the impression when I go in that when they talk about inflating property values to get loans, etc., they were also inflating in order to sell properties to people who were hiding money. You know, there's this dumping money, Russians dumping money into things like, so you wonder how many silent partners he has, and he's about to lose some property in New York. So they're basically confiscating his properties in New York. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're going through his ass. I knew that was going to happen. By the way, the IRS has to come in next. It's moving very quickly. They must have already had everything ready to go. You can see the chariot, and then here's the courts. Oh, here's the cops. Yeah, I don't think this is going well for him at all. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no. Oh, jeez Louise, this guy is toast. He's in so much trouble. There are a lot of angry, determined people in legal positions right now that are going to start dismantling Trump's empire piece by piece. Remember, I'd said like 3 weeks, and that was like, what, a week and a half ago? You can see here the conflict, judgment. The judgment is over him. Look at the Five of Wands. Look at his opposition. They're moving very quickly, and the Empress. They're going to take it all. His hopes and fears, the Lady Justice, and the courts, right? The judge. Look at his final outcome. Here comes the cops, and here comes the Queen of Wands. She's territorial. He's in so much trouble. He's I can't imagine that he would be in good shape after something like that. Yeah. Fannie Willis, what a joke about the whole Fannie Willis thing, right? Oh my God, she committed the crime of, what was it, having money, cash in her home? Good for her, but I never do that because cash devalues too much. Okay, Fannie Willis, how is she doing? They really are going after women of color a lot, the Republican Party. If you're a woman of color, you can't get it. I mean, it's just such blatant degradation of Black women of color. This is a lot harder on her than she is showing people. She's been very brave, but they should not be able to legally do this to the prosecution, to harass, degrade, and run people through this. The persons being accused should not have the power and the ability to do this. there has to be some way of protecting government employees from this kind of harassment and abuse by the defense, because this is, you're not, it's going to cause government employees a real fear of retaliation. This is something that's so inappropriate. Heartbreak, what she doesn't show people. The defense rest the people that went against her rest, the hopes and fears, and then this thing will happen very, very quickly. The clarification, I don't see, no, they say she conducted herself professionally. There is a possibility of potential further legal complications for Trump's team for their lack of professionalism and for the fact they could be under some kind of censor or investigation or report to the bar for inappropriate behavior. The investigators over the opposition. You don't get to use your law license to harass people that are investigating your client. Also, the fact that her final outcome is the Seven of Wands, which is to defend her territory. The fact that he's got the investigative king over his defense team. I would say that what he's doing, his lawyers need to turn, making attorneys get attorneys. Right. So yeah, that's what I see as well, is this that they're going dangerously close to themselves getting in trouble. The people going after Fani Willis. I think she'll be okay. Well, I think that there is a definite split happening in the Republican Party. You're talking about a guy that used to have 80-something percent, it's now dropped to 50-something percent. So he's had a slippage of 30, 40% within his party. And that is Nikki Haley's strategy. She can lose but still win because she will be the one voted in. If this trend continues, they're going to have to give it to Nikki Haley. So that's Nikki Haley's argument. I was reading the New York Times on it. She knows she knows where he's headed, and he's headed to a jail cell. But let me see. I've never gotten good cards for Trump. Let's take a look. Yeah, he thinks he's going to win, and maybe, look, but he's not going to win. Maybe he wins the nominee, but they give it to Nikki Haley. See, he has the celebration, his opposition, Two of Pentacles. There's something about they don't want to fund him. Hopes and fears, Three of Swords. But look, Queen of Pentacles gets it. That's my card for Haley. The clarification, they reach across the aisle. There's conflict. The victory card, right? They reach out to Haley. You know what? I wish he was the nominee, because there's no way without extreme, they say there's going to be like extreme interruptions from China and Russia and North Korea, etc. But even with that, I can't see him winning. This is really the strategy, and we Americans have to snap out of it and realize what is happening. We are at war, and we are at war with foreign governments that are using cyber warfare. And they have been successfully toppling several democracies and manipulating the way people vote, whether it's in Europe or South and Central America, which has led to civil war, a lot of changes in migration patterns, etc. And so we have to realize that from their perspective, we're next. Topple Venezuela, topple these other countries, and then go after the, if you look back at the remote views on Putin, he wanted to go for the little guys first. He was going to go for the little weak guys like Belarus. He thought Ukraine would be easy, right? And then he was going to go for the big guns, the United States. So we have to realize that we are at war and we are being hit on multiple fronts. We're also being hit by cryptocurrency, which is where we're being seduced into pulling our money out of the US dollar and out of US companies. So if we were investing in an index fund, a blue chip with a high yield, right? If you're getting good dividends that you can reinvest, that's investing in something that's real, a real product like Folgers coffee or something like that. But people are pulling out of those companies and they're putting it instead towards crypto, which is being linked back to foreign governments, etc. So that's another thing that's causing these governments to collapse, is because their coin is becoming increasingly weakened due to crypto. Crypto is very dangerous. I don't even know why we're allowing it. Yeah, Joel, I think Haley will take Trump's place. Yeah, what's also interesting is that Putin plays both sides of it, doesn't it? Doesn't he? On the one hand, he'll say that he's out to get the Nazis. On the other hand, he's the one promoting the Nazis, right? He's putting in some pretty racist right-wing political parties. Where my water went to. Cheers, everyone. Hi, Michelle. So I definitely feel spring is in the air. I definitely feel after February 14th, there's this beautiful spring energy coming into the home. You can see it's later, a little bit longer. So has anybody been watching Love is Blind on Netflix? Let's talk about it. Now there's lawsuits. Did you hear about this? Love is Blind on Netflix. Sounds like a nice concept. But now it's coming out that the people had their passports, their ID, and their rights taken from them, and they were lab rats, and they were forced into these pods, and that they lost up to 15 pounds because they were not being adequately fed. And so they've started this organization which could unionize for reality TV stars because they've been subjected to this kind of abuse, and then threatened that they'll be sued for massive amounts of money if they walk off the show because they don't have enough food to eat. They can't even get their own ID, passports, etc., because when they land in Bermuda or whatever, everything's been taken away. Can you believe that? And they were talking to two of the former contestants on Love is Blind, and they were saying we kept having to bring our clothes in, tailor them in, because I lost 15 pounds due to lack of food. So it was a lab experiment where they were deliberately not feeding the contestants adequate amounts of food in some of these, but copious amounts of alcohol. So people were drinking more. They were hungry, so it would cause them to drink more, which would cause more violent, crazy behavior that they would film. So it's kind of like Debbie Downer. I used to like that show. I'm totally hooked on Love is Blind. But after that, who knows? It's people that talk behind a screen and then they fall in love without seeing the other person. And it's on Netflix. It's an absolutely fascinating idea, and it's based on real research. But the show itself, the contestants are complaining is extremely abusive, and I think it's completely unnecessary. I think that they're trying to create a more exciting show. But boy, if I took over, I would be like, make sure everyone eats. Like one guy was so hungry, he bit his own lip, probably from starvation, because they put some food out uh, for one of the club scenes, and people are like, "Where's the food? Where's the food?" And everyone's like eating food in one of the scenes, and it's like something you don't think about. But then when you hear the story that people were starving, you start to realize why the guy was so hungry he bit his own lip. I mean, it's just like, oh God. All right, so we have an eclipse in April, and people want to know if the eclipse is going to be affecting the United States. Ooh, it's good energy. Energy is good for the United States. We have High Magician, high energy for the world. We have the Joy card, you get your wish. And then Ace of Wands over the next 30 days. So I would say that from April 11th on, we have a really positive energy coming in for 30 days. Between April 11th and May 11th, I would say the energy is pretty optimistic. I may be back in Israel during that time, so it's nice. It's nice that during the time I'm back in Israel, it won't be too, it'll hopefully be positive energy. Because I think the world is tired of all the violence and everything. So in answer to your question, Jill Linda, it looks like good vibes. The eclipse is going to be bringing in some very good vibes. Okay, so last question. People wanted to know about the royals again. The royal drinking buddies. Yes, rumor coming out that they all drink. Oh, yes. I guess Princess Diana's father was a raging alcoholic, kicked the mother out. I don't know about Charles. But evidently alcohol, the boys evidently quite a bit of drinking. So, and I think that Harry had to quit drinking, at least for a while. They say, you know who the heaviest drinkers are? Females in all of the world, the highest consumers of alcohol of females in the world? British women. And I think it's because maybe pub culture, people grow up 14, 15, I don't know, you can go to the pub, but you can't drink. Is that right? 14? And then people start with shandy. Then you have a shandy, which is what, part lemonade, part beer? Ugh, I've had them, they're disgusting. So then you go on with a shandy. And then from the shandy, it's downhill after that. But yeah, so maybe we're just seeing with the royals what you see with families, a culture where there's a lot of alcohol. I don't know. Would you guys like a song before I say goodbye? And if so, what kind of song? Would you like me to sing you a lullaby? Or would you like another reading of some type? Let me see what you're all doing here. Sing. You want a happy song? I know the sad songs. Oops. Oh, you guys want a happy song? Oh. These are sad songs. These are so sad. Oh my God. Oh, I think I already did this one. I do. I sing too many sad songs. Any persons you request? Diamonds and Rust. Ooh, that's an oldie but a goodie. You guys like Joan Baez? Hmm. Wow, I cannot see over here. I don't have my capo. Get a capo. All right, I'm going to do one I haven't done for you guys yet. That's what I'll do. You guys like Carole King? Way over yonder, like I'm not tuned in, is a place that I know, where I can find shelter from the hunger and the cold and the sweet taste. And this one's too hard. Woo! I gotta get something easy. You guys kind of put me in a spot here. Oh, here's one you guys will like. That's Joan Baez. That's what you guys wanted. All right. As I walked out over London Bridge one misty morning early, I overheard a fair pretty maid
lamenting for Geordie. Oh, my Geordie will be hanged on a golden chain. It's not the chain of many, was born of king's royal breed, and lost to a virtuous lady. Go bridle me, my milk white steed. Go bridle me, my pony. I will ride to London court to plead for the life of Geordie. Oh, my Geordie Wilbur stole no cow nor cow. He never hurted any. Stole 16 of the king's royal deer, and he sold them in Boweny. Two pretty babies have I borne. The third lies in my body. I really part with them, everyone, to spare the life of Geordie. The judge looked over his left shoulder. He said, "Dear maid, I'm sorry." He said, "Fair maid, you must be gone, for I cannot pardon Geordie." Oh, my Geordie will be hanged on a golden chain. It's not the chain of many. He stole 16 of the king's royal deer, and he sold them in Boweny. Thank you. Sound good? Yeah? Yeah? Did you enjoy that? Would you like to end with The Parting Glass? The Parting Glass is the song you sing when you say, "Goodbye, we part, but we will meet again." Theoretically. of all the money that I've had, I spent it in good company, and all the sweetheart, all the harm I done. I feel like I can go down again. Okay, let me go down one. Let me try this again. Sorry, folks. We're doing this a la natural. I'm going to take this a little slower there. Excuse me. Oh, money I've had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that I've done last was to none but me. Well, I don't even need a capo. I've done want it. Man, I'm gonna have to work on this. Fill to me the parting glass. Good night, joy be excuse me, with you all. I'll work on it. Sorry, my voice isn't good tonight. It's a beautiful song. But I need to warm up. I didn't warm up my voice. I just grabbed the guitar. So maybe next time. All right. Love and light to you all. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with me. If you're trying to get in for a tarot reading, please check out the information below. Please be good to yourselves. Be kind to all so that all can be kind to you too. And we will see you next time. Be well, everyone. Much love. Bye-bye. Well, see you later.